Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Had to push the Bronco aside for a minute because we got delivery. Yep, I bought another plane. So let's check out and see what we got. Alright, so you can see it's from Banana Hobby and it's one of the Jetruler airplanes. What do we got? It is the JAS-39 Gripen. This is the plug-and-play version. It's I believe it's the Czech 2018 scheme, the same scheme that Motion had on their Gripen for a long time. I almost bought that airplane probably about a dozen times, but managed to hold off on it. And now this one came out, so I had to get this one. At the time of this video, the Banana Hobby is offering a free maintenance stand with the airplane. So this shipment actually came in 3 separate packages. First package I got was the, where'd it go? It's over here. We got the smoke system. So I did order the smoke system. It has a 1 liter, looks like a Kevlar tank. It's got the Schwewin smoke pump, smoke stick, a bunch of fittings and everything, and some pylon line. This came via the mail, and then from FedEx we got the maintenance stand, very similar to the Benchcraft that I got off of Motion RC and the FMS stand I have. The real difference between them is the connector here that holds everything apart is plastic on this one, and it's metal on all the other ones, but it does have a quick release adjuster here, which is kind of nice. And then the airplane came via UPS. Box came in really good shape. Just a couple little dings. Nothing ever punctured. I think there's another one over here somewhere. Yeah, it's down there. Nothing punctured any of the cardboard. It's the pretty standard half-inch cardboard box. So let's open it up and see how it's packaged. So airplane is packaged really well. Lots of foam supports. Everything's wrapped in foam. Reminds me a lot of how the 2 top RCs came in their boxes. Everything's kind of like floating in the middle. So even if something did puncture the sides of the box, the odds of it actually hitting the plane are pretty slim. Did end up going with the weathering version. So this one's already been weathered. So it's time to get it out of the box and see what we got. Alright, got the wings out of the box, and wow, these things are really cool. The weathering is amazing. I absolutely love it. If you saw my video about the T1-810, you know how much I like the weathering on that one. So they've done a lot of the same, where they've got the smoking from the hinges and everything. One thing that I noticed as soon as I unwrapped it was I thought it was damaged on the corners here, but that's not. That's actually silver paint to make it look like the paint on the real airplane has come up. This detail is really nice. Really makes the weathering stand out. Both wings have it. It just looks amazing. Since this is the plug-and-play version, it's really the only way it comes right now. The servos are already installed, so it has Jetruler servos. I don't know the actual manufacturers of the servos. Really nice turnbuckles for the control rods and the servo arms are metal, so that's nice to see. They even put a wrap around the servo wires and glued them to the surface to keep the servo wires away. That's kind of nice. And one thing that kind of made me laugh a little bit, I've never seen the metallic holographic quality control pass sticker on an RC airplane before, but this one's got it. So yeah, those are the wings. They look amazing. So let's get the rest of it out. Alright, next out of the box is the wingtip pylons with the missiles already attached to them. First impression, they look really nice. Not really any weathering on it. They did do a little bit. Again, there's that silver paint. Kind of look like paint's coming off. Nothing on the missiles themselves, but it appears they unscrew to detach the missile from the pylon, and then the holes are for the mounting screws so you can mount the pylon. So it looks like you'll be able to fly it with or without the missiles on it. So there's the missiles. Well, let's get the next part out. Alright, next up we have the Canards and the gunpod. The gunpod, the weathering's not all that heavy. There's a little bit of like smoking on it. You can kind of see it up there, right there. Pretty minimal on this piece. The Canards, again, you can kind of start seeing the color scheme of it. Really nice, bright colors. And again, they have the same silver paint weathering marks on here. Look, this one looks more like it's just the silver paint weathering on it. Not really any of the dirty smoked look to it. There's nothing on the bottoms of the Canards, but look really nice, feel really strong. There's no give to these whatsoever, and yeah, there's the Canards. The only thing really left is the back half and the front half of the fuselage. Let me get those out. Alright, here is the front section of the fuselage. Again, very nice weathering. Again, I like it. Really makes it look more real. Again, same thing with the silver paint, making it look like there's actually paint missing on the airplane. Here's the cockpit. A little hard to see in the video, but the numbers on the panel there look like they were actually hand painted on. The entire cockpit, you can see the 3D print marks. It's entirely 3D printed. The entire cockpit is. And when you flip it over, take the cockpit off, look at the underside, you can definitely see all the 3D print work on there. So the entire thing's 3D printed. Now what's a little disappointing is I can't change the pilot out very easily. The cockpit has been already glued in place, so changing the pilot out would be kind of difficult, but I'm probably just going to leave it alone. It looks pretty nice as it is. Again, they did weather all the cockpit details as well. But yeah, 3D printed cockpit looks pretty decent. The inside of the front section, pretty large front cavity there. Should be plenty of room for electronics. Another tray back here. This tray lifts out pretty easily, and it shows you the landing gear. And this is really nice to see. The landing gear is weathered as well. They've got the fuel dot already installed on the bulkhead here. And when you flip the airplane over, look at the bottom. Landing lights are already installed on the door. Now, the front doors here, I really like this setup. This is really kind of neat for me. There's one servo that operates it, and then it's got a linkage between the two doors to operate the second door. Landing gear is really nicely weathered. That looks really good. Alright, let's take out the back half of the fuselage. And that should be the final piece minus the hardware pack, which we'll look at the end. Alright, so here's the fuselage. Again, same weathering, same missing paint look that they put on here. The speed brakes. Reach in here and even did a little bit of weathering inside the speed brake area. These are really cool. Let's see, the nozzle here is pretty nice. Afterburner lights are already installed. JST connector inside. The thrust pipe was put inside the fuselage, but it was not tied down at all. So the outer wall here ended up with quite a few dings and bends in it. I've straightened them all back out, but that was a little disappointing to see that it wasn't secured so that it wouldn't mess up the back end. The front end of the plane has the UAT, the mount for the Canards, and then the massive wires. Again, this is the plug-and-play version, so this is all the wires they've installed. There is a top hatch here where the turbine will be. You take that off, and you can see the fuel tank. And we can look down the tail here a little bit. Now, one really disappointing thing that I found, and this is going to cause me a lot of work I'm going to have to do, is they've put all the wires in the airplane, because it is, again, the plug-and-play version. And they did put a covering over the wires, but the covering doesn't go over the wires where it goes through all the bulkheads at. And these wires are extremely tight. They are pulled right up against the bulkhead. So a little bit of movement on anything and those wires are going to rub through and break. So I'm probably going to have to pull a lot of these wires out, loosen them up a little bit, and put some covering over there. That was kind of a big disappointment for me. This side's a little worse than the left side. It's extremely tight. I can't even wiggle the wires, so that's going to have to be redone. I have not found a manual for the airplane yet, and I have no idea where they think I'm going to put a smoke tank in this airplane. So, don't really know where that's going to be, but we'll try to figure that one out. I'm going to flip the airplane over and take a look at the bottom real quick. Alright, here's the underside of the fuselage. I got the main gear doors open. You can see the landing gear. We got a little bit of weathering on those as well, both sides. We got the fuel fitting, or the vent fitting right here. It's got the plug in there, but the flag's in a little baggie off to the side. Doors look like they fit pretty good. Servo operated. The rear gear doors are connected to the main landing gear. Another look at the front. And the last thing that was in the box was the bag of stuff. There's some ties, some screws. That is the brake controller. This is the JP Hobby gear and gear door sequencer. Light controller. It's a bunch of Y harness with JST connectors on it, probably for the lights of some kind. Another fuel fitting of some kind. Here's the flag for the fuel vent. And this was kind of really nice. These are the the probes. The one that goes on the nose and one goes on the front of the vertical stabilizer. These are really nice. They're actually pretty hefty metal. There's some weight to them. So I don't think these are really going to bend very easily if you end up catching them on something. So that's kind of nice. They don't seem very flimsy at all. Had a little data sheet. All the equipment that was checked in the airplane. And then I thought this was kind of funny. They actually gave you some Banana Hobby stickers and all the servo lead tags that they put on the bundle of wire. They gave you the leftover ones right here. So that's pretty much it for the unboxing. I'm going to try to put this airplane together a little bit, see if we can see how it looks real quick. Hang on a second, I'll get this thing somewhat put together so we can look at it. Alright, so here it is. All the big parts are put on. One thing I forgot to show you, what came in the kit, they give you this plywood assembly stand. It's nice that they include something like that, but I'm probably never going to use it since I've got the other metal stands that I tend to use more often. But that is one nice looking plane. So there we have it. Jetruler 2.3 meter Gripen. Should be able to start the assembly on this fairly soon. Stay tuned for that. In the meantime, stay tuned for my other videos that I've got coming out. Right now we are working on the Bronco back there. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.